I'm so nervous. Sean. First off, disclaimer. This is okay. So Hassan, I'm supposed to say an introduction. This is a story that I made in my head. Okay, and belongs to a universe that we're gonna call the Owen universe, I guess. If I were to call this, if I were to make a book or a comic, it would be called Obsession. Okay, that would be the name of or Obsession or Obsessors, one or the other. We're gonna explain. This story would be the first. Once the story starts, once like the book starts, this is the first story you're gonna see. Like you're not gonna know the background, you're not gonna know the setting. This is what you're gonna. Yes.
This is the first.
Yeah, this is an introduction.
Okay.
Because with their story, that's how you know the rest of the people. Okay. So I'm nervous. Disclaimer: this is gonna be weird. Like probably this isn't a typical oh cute cup. No, it's a little bit strange.
Is it dark? Well, it's strange.
It's not necessarily. It could be a little bit dark, but not necessarily. It's not dark where it's not like that. It's weird. It's literally the key word obsessors. Some strange things are gonna happen. Do you know what the word yandere means?
Mm-mm.
It's a Japanese word. Okay, yan and deri. I've heard this explanation like a bajillion times. Yan means sick, and deri means love. So lovesick.
Lovesick?
But it usually refers to characters who are insanely love to the point I'll kill everyone who even tries to love you or something like that. And it usually it's like if you look at the anime characters that yandere, they're usually women. There are some men too, but the men ones always feel like it's a bit stalker-ish, or it could be done properly, but and it's usually a really insane woman. And
it's always the woman.
Yeah, and they there's a favorite people like these types of characters too. Anyways, so I want you to help me because it's gonna be weird. Mm-hmm. If there's something that is too weird, let me know because I don't know. And like I said, it's not a typical, but I'm proud of the story if I'm being honest because I feel like there could be some similarities, but obviously nothing is gonna be exact. But I feel like it is a unique story. I feel like it hasn't been done before. Mm-hmm. Mm. So, not exactly, just the idea.
I'm pretty sure we'll think of something.
Yeah. The entire setting is a bit different, but it could be similar to other things. Okay. But I feel like this couple specifically because they are my favorite characters
of all time.
Of all time. So, mostly Jewel. She's the one that's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Because she's probably the first character I ever created, and she I always change her backstory, and this is her current story setting and all of that. So yeah, I have my notes. It's so long.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. So we're gonna start. So the story starts mostly with Mask. Let's start with Mask first. Just for information, Jewel is the girl, Mask is the guy. And just clear. Yeah. Okay. So who is Mask? Mask in this, as the story starts, he's just a regular office worker. To give an idea of how he usually acts, he's a bit I want to say mischievous. He likes messing with people sometimes. He is a bit flippant. He acts a certain way one day and the other day acts a bit different. Mm-hmm. With certain people he acts differently. And it's not something insanely bad. He's not abusing people or tricking them. No, he's just that's just his way of life. He just changes faces. Between people sometimes, and maybe he'll act in a really different way. He's still him. Mm-hmm. He hasn't changed, But like the people, his friends, for example, or coworkers, will notice like, oh, he acts a bit differently sometimes. Like depending on what is they, you know how when you watch a movie or a show and you feel like you want to encompass the character, like it's like that. Like it's like, oh, where did you watch this time, or like what play did you watch this time? Okay. So he wanted to be he actually like wanted to be an actor in theaters or movies, but he gave up. I'm reading my notes. He gave up on his dream since he felt like he didn't have enough talent. Um, uh,
Age-wise, how old are they? Both.
like around 30, like below
30.
30, yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like below 30. Maybe not
And
30.
27, 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around that range. There's like a little like background on his character where, okay, I'm just gonna explain it. He liked acting, right? He was really interested in it, and a bit of a sad backstory. His mother was always sick, and she would stay in bed a lot. And when he was a kid, he felt like he needed like his mom. He like his mom is sick. She looks bored. She looks tired. He wanted to like always make her smile. So part of why he liked acting in the first place is that he would watch a movie or like see something happens in school, and he would like play it out for her like a play. So that was like a big part of why he liked acting so much, or like that's how it kind of started for him. But she passed away sadly. So he felt like there was a lot of reasons where like there's no purpose in him doing that anymore, and he felt like again it's not a realistic job, but he still like likes it. So he has like a side job where he makes props for local theaters. So yeah, he makes props, masks, clothes, sometimes accessories, stuff like that. Likes to change attitude between people. He looks like a typical office worker with eye bags. Just a regular dude. Okay, so this is where the story starts. He's at work, he's working. You see that he's like a bit flippant in his work. Sometimes he acts with like certain coworkers like a certain way, and with others a certain way, and with his friends a certain way. And also, like I said, he's like a bit mischievous. Like you know when like imagine like two dudes like friends hanging out, and he just like grabs the other guy's hoodie and just pulls it over his face for no reason, like stuff like that, you know. He also has a habit of like scaring people. Like he would like stand at a door and be like jump in their face and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" and like jump scare them. So there's that. So like I said, the story starts. He's like at work. Like nothing too big. He lives with his dad. His dad is like a short, sweet little man. You know, he's just like gentle. Like he's calm, glasses and everything. And like compared to Mask, he's like so.
The complete opposite.
Yeah, like he's so calm. He's all that, and you know he loves his son, and his son loves him. You know, it's a good relationship. And he felt like the dynamic is like his dad probably had felt like he needed to be gentle to his own son because his mother isn't there anymore.
Compensate for the loss.
Okay, so there's like a scene where like he goes home, talks to his dad. Hey, let's like eat out tomorrow or something, and like everything is nice and dandy and all that. And he goes to work the next day, and then he comes back. And there's like a commotion. Is that the word? There's a commotion in the street, and like he's like, "What's going on?" And there's an ambulance, and he freaks out. And his dad apparently like fell off the balcony. They live on the first floor. It's not like very far, but still like he's an old man. He fell off the balcony. If they were living in like a shabby little apartment or like an old apartment, so the railing was a bit loose. So like part of it came off and they slipped. So he went to the hospital to check out on his dad, and what he found out that his deadbeat uncle that has no money came to ask his dad for money again, and there was an argument, And that's what led to like his uncle like kind of pushed his dad. That's what led to the railing like sort of coming off and falling. So I feel like I need to explain this. Oh wait, no, not yet, not yet. Okay, so obsession. Mask. I forgot to explain this. He makes props, like I said, right? So he actually passed by the theater, like he made some props, like he was asked to like to make some masks, and like he gave the option to the theater, like, hey, which one do you want? Like he made multiple designs, so they took like certain design, like okay, this one is good, this one is good, and there's one that they left. Then they feel like okay, we don't want this one. This isn't like exactly what we want. This is what we were going for. And he was kind of disappointed because it's actually his favorite one. He actually really liked that one, but also at the same time, like it's fine because now he gets to keep it. So he just kept it with him, so it's like in his bag.
So
right?
Jenna.
No.
So Jenna.
So he just kept it in his bag. So he still had it with him.
Prop. This was a prop?
A mask prop. But it's like a decent like material mask, you know. So he still had it even after all of that. Yeah, the whole commotion and the ambulance. So it turns out his father is fine. Like, sure, like some injuries, but nothing life-threatening. But he still has to stay in the hospital for a bit. Like he got a cast or something, right? And then he went to confront his uncle, and there was an argument, and his uncle's like really hard-headed, you know, like he doesn't care, and he wants to tell his uncle just like stay out of our life. Like we don't have money to give you. Me and my dad are like barely like passing by. We're not giving you anything. You'll never give it back. You're not gonna change. Just like stay away. So they like get in an argument, and he gets really angry, right? And he genuinely felt like Mask was so worried because his mother passed away. He was so worried. Like when you hear somebody fell off a balcony, like that's a big deal still. Even if they live close to the ground, technically, it's still like very scary. And he legit thought like he was gonna lose his father. So he got really angry, and he already like hates his uncle a lot, like already, right? So, and like I said, he is a bit, he thinks a bit weird. Like, like I said, he's a bit mischievous. He has like a weird attitude. He always changes and all of that. So something weird happens to him. He starts thinking like, my uncle wants to kill my dad. Like this, like I can't. Like there will come a day, if my dad died, my uncle won't have a shred of guilt. He will not care. He sees like his uncle as a threat, essentially. He's like, what am I thinking? I need to calm down. So he tries to calm down and check on his dad, yada yada. But then his uncle comes and visits his dad, and he's still acting like the same way. And like, not only did you come to ask for money, now you made us lose money by placing my dad in the hospital. So it's not great. So Mask gets really frustrated, right? So what happens is Max suddenly gets an idea. Like I said, like his weird thoughts from before, like he sees his uncle as a threat, and he gets like really frustrated. And it's like lately he has been feeling a bit off. He's been feeling a bit tired, more tired than usual. His thoughts have become a bit strange, you know. And this is like an effect of that. He's like, oh, I must be tired. There's weird things going on. But he goes on a rabbit hole of that train of thought, and he starts thinking, I need to get rid of my uncle. I need to get rid of him. So he like thinks like nobody cares about my uncle anyways. If he could sell us for money, he probably would. And I need my dad. I can't lose my dad. So he actually starts thinking, and then reaches for the mask in his bag. He's like, if I wear this, nobody's gonna know it was me. And he's like thinking, so imagine like there's a scene he's like in an alleyway or something, like a dumpster or something, and that's where his thoughts like start coming, right? He's like, if I just wear this, it could just all be over. And there's a scene like he stops thinking about it and is like about to put the mask off. I mean the mask on. He's about to put the mask on. And there is someone standing in the shadows watching all of this, right? They're observing him. But then Mask, it looks like he was about to like put the mask on and actually go after his uncle and like do something to him, but then he takes the mask and throws it in the dumpster. He throws it in the dumpster. So like the person that's standing in the mask kind of like takes a breath of relief, just a sigh of relief. I mean, and Mask just like goes about his day and like goes back home. Prepares stuff for his dad to like for to stay in the hospital. And he drops things next day. He drops things off at the hospital, and then he tries to go to work. As he's going there, he loses consciousness. That's what he knows. That's what he saw, is that he suddenly does not have memory of anything. He lost consciousness. He wakes up. He's in a strange place. There is like imagine like a white room or something, or like an interrogation room. Right, and he's not like a hospital room, something like that. But it looks a bit more laboratory, And he's like tied up to the bed,
Well, mine underneath it.
But FYI, so he's like, "What's going on? Like, what am I doing here? What happened?" I need a name for this guy. Hey, let me pause for a second. Hang on. Okay, I came back. So somebody is there in the room with him, and obviously Mask is like looking for answers, like what's going on. By the way, let's change the. Actually, no, never mind. Let's just leave it as it is. Okay, so Mask asks like, what is going on? Like, where am I? Who are you? What is this? He goes up to tell him it's fine. Everything will be explained if I just like play you this video. And just to know, it's okay. You're in good hands. We're just trying to figure out how to keep everyone safe, including yourself. So we're gonna call him Dieter, the man that's talking, and that's a nickname for now. Placeholder for now. So he plays the video on like a screen, and then the screen shows Mask was like somebody obviously was monitoring him, and Mask was going to work regularly with his bag and everything. And then like he looks a bit sick, so he like leans on a building, and this is like the last thing Mask remembers, right? Like he has having like this throbbing headache, and he can't move. And then what happens next is like there's like black sludge just coming out of his body and like kind of like dropping on the ground, his face, his hair. Oh yeah, I didn't even explain his features. He has like black hair for now, like dark hair in general. I'm gonna give everyone eye bags. Like I feel like it's so typical though. Like
feature.
Everyone has eye bags nowadays. Anyways, but like a very important feature is that he has really narrow eyes.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like the eye. I'm talking about like the
Asian eyes.
No, like not Asian. That's not what I mean. I mean like the iris itself is narrow. Like you see more white in his eye than his actual eye. The white of his eyes are bigger than his eye.
Okay.
So his eyes are normal, but like his actual iris is like small, so it looks a bit narrow. So that's like an important feature. Gotta remember that. Okay. Anyways, so like I said, there's like black sludge just coming out of his body, and
like a creature or like venom, like something similar.
Yeah, something similar to that. It's like black sludge. Yeah, it's just coming out of his body. It's like it's morphing into his arm. Like his entire skin also starts being covered by the same thing. And it just keeps increasing, like some kind of like slob monster, right? And then of course people are panicking. It's like, what's going on? And like cars in the streets and like being stopped by the sludge and like crashes and all of that. And
so there is something wrong with him.
Yeah, there is something wrong with him. And
for his thoughts and being crazy.
Like, so I'm gonna explain it later. Give me a second.
Okay.
So. Yeah, and he also starts freaking out, but he's like actually not aware, right? So he starts freaking out, and he like starts pushing cars off and people up, like people get flown into the sky, and stuff like that. And people are panicking and run away. So, and then you see a bunch of like people who look like soldiers. Like they started coming in and like someone zaps in and like there's like some kind of net and force field that it's like trying to contain him. Oh yeah, this world is sci-fi, by the way. I guess it is like a bit sci-fi. Anyway, or like supernatural and stuff like that. So they try to contain the situation and like try to like control and sort of like reverse the effects and like try make him go back to normal. And they succeed, and he like sort of loses consciousness, like I said. And then they like haul him into a truck and like they drive off, you know. And the perspective that we see, like Mask sees the video, but we see the perspective of like what actually happened at the scene. And in the scene, there is somebody, another person in the shadows that follows the truck. Okay?
Okay.
So somebody is like following them,
Okay.
alright? And it's like not part of that organization. It's like an organization. Or we're gonna call it the company. We called it the company, right? So we're gonna call it the company. So that person is not part of the company. Anyway, so the video is played and like Mask sees all of this, and he looks at Dietary like, there's no way that actually happened. That was me. Like, what just happened? What happened to me? What's going on? How could I do this? What happened to these people? Are they okay? And he's like, sure, everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's been controlled. Don't worry about it. We're gonna figure this out. But there are some things we're gonna need to explain to you. You obviously don't know what you are, and that is something that has been happening commonly. Not many people know what they are. Some people think that they're normal, but some of them are not. And so this is like how we are introduced to what obsessors are. So Dieter starts explaining to Mask is that you have something called blood, Alan blood. Brief explanation. Alan. Okay, so this world.
So they made tests on labs.
Yeah, like they know. No, like it's like.
Have they been watching him like for a long time?
Yeah, because we're gonna know now. Okay. So just brief explanation. The Awan is a type of like species or creature that invaded the Earth like years, like let's say like a little over 100 years ago, right? And they're like really bad creatures, really bad people, but they all died, right? And so they're okay. And when they died, their blood sort of tainted the earth, okay? And then people who are affected by that blood, like have that blood in there, like they're by like genetically in a way or something similar, you know.
I love the sentence, like their blood tainted. I love this, like
expressive.
Yeah, very expressive.
So these people usually become obsessors. So that's what Dieter explains to Mask, is that you are an obsessor, but you don't have an obsession. Like, what does that mean? What's that? Obsessors who have Awan blood in their body, like in their like in a way, in like genetic whatever, right? I'm not a scientist. Don't ask me. And the keyword is in the name, obsessor. So what are they? They usually have an obsession. Duh. Right? Okay. But it's a bit special because the Awan were like obsessive creatures. So that feature kind of like stayed in their blood. So people who have been affected by their blood also become obsessive or something. So one person has one obsession. It's like, okay, they obsess over something, that's not a big deal, right? No, it still is, because the Awan blood gives them a power. And that power exists solely to fulfill that person's obsession. So once a person that has like a high content of Awan blood has an obsession, they suddenly gain a power to fulfill that obsession. You want to pause? Hang on. Wink. And we're back. I was saying, right.
What the
obsessors, they get an obsession and they gain a power from their Awan blood, and that power fulfills their obsession. Alright? So that's what Dieter explains to Mask, and that's the person that he's taking out of this is like, okay, what does this have to do with me? And he explains like, you have probably the highest content of Alan blood that we discovered so far.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow you haven't gained a single obsession to the point that you're like 27 or something like that. Like till right now, you've spent this long without having a single obsession. And we've been monitoring you since we like discovered that you have high contents of blood, because we don't want you to fall into the wrong obsession. Like we don't want you to like really love killing, for example. Like no, like we want like that because high content of alpha means a stronger power. So like that is a big deal. You know, this is insane. So that's why we were monitoring you.
But like,
and
question,
yeah.
like something about the universe and people. Does this person, like the person,
Dieter? What I mean?
no,
I mean mask?
mask,
Yeah.
it like was like do they know
The existence of other
of other
creatures.
stuff? No, like and the other path.
Yeah. It's fine. Like there are people. There are like all sorts of creatures in this world. Like there.
I mean, like he's so oblivious. Like, doesn't he have a back?
That's the thing. Like that is one of the goals of the company that we're gonna call the company, just company. Is that not like there? People know there are weird creatures, and people know there are strange creatures. Like people with special things. Like that is known. But
no, like do they teach it in like history that there's something that happened like?
Yeah, they started teaching it in history. You know,
yeah, so
it's like the World War for us. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, why is he like so oblivious? Like, doesn't he know like there's a backstory?
Because obsessors specifically, people don't know about them. Every other creature, it's like known vaguely. Like unless you're related to somebody or you are someone that is
obsessors,
a bit different.
Like Aun, they do know about like that.
Yeah, they know about Aun, but they don't. People like the general public don't know about obsessor. Anything that is like related to the Aun, everybody hates the Aun. So like anything that's related to the Aun is a bit,
oblivious.
Yeah, like it's like secretive. It's like a bit hush hush, you know.
Okay.
So even like obsessors themselves, like they could be regular people, they could be like other types of aliens, but they're like other types of aliens living on the earth. But like they themselves might not know that they're an obsessor because it's like a blood thing. It's not something that is like external unless something happens, like an obsession and so on. So it's a bit hush hush. So that's like one of the problems that like the company is trying to solve is that not many people know what obsessors are. And obsessors themselves don't even know what they are. So they're still like, the world is still like oblivious about that part. And, but like every other type of creature is like widely like known and like somewhat understood.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, so he explains to Mask like you have high content, you don't have an obsession, and we were monitoring you so that you don't have a bad obsession, but it seems like it's backfired. Like we were relieved that you didn't gain an obsession because we were worried that it's going to be a bad one, but now it seems to be backfired and your body literally can't take it anymore. Like it needs to, like your blood, there's so much blood and you're like, you need to get an obsession. And it seems, it sounds weird, but it sounds like it's a it sounds weird, but it's true though, like his body literally reacted at something like a power started showing even though he has no purpose for it. It's like having something with no purpose, you know. You know the meme of like, father, what is my purpose? And it's like a robot. It's like you pass butter or something like that. So it's something like that. So that's what happened in the street. And remember the weird thoughts that he started having about his uncle. He was this close, and they were so worried. He was this close to like basically like do something to his uncle, and that could have that could be become like his obsession, like as some kind of vigilante or something, right? That's not a good thing because he has a lot of blood. So that's like it sounds weird. This sentence is so weird, but I literally don't have any other word aside from blood. We could like change the spelling. It's be like BLUD instead of blood.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's still gonna be pronounced blood. Anyways, so some asks like, what do I do now? Like my father's in hospital. I got work to do, and he's like, it's okay. We're gonna take care of your father. We've taken care of work. Everything's fine, but we're gonna need you to stay in the company for a while. He's like, what do you mean stay in the company? And So they say like we're gonna monitor you, and it seems like you're close to get an obsession. So we're gonna keep you somewhere to like keep you contained, so that when you do get an obsession, we're able to control it somewhat, or like revert it, or deal with this. And of course he's like, you're gonna cage me in here? I don't want to stay in here. And of course his life is like sort of falling apart. Like, what do you? I thought I was a regular office worker just a while ago. Why am I suddenly like an obsessor and with powers? I have powers, like black sludge get on my butt. Like, what's going on? So obviously he's low key like freaking out. uh, and of course Dieter is like trying to calm him down and tell him everything. But Dieter is a little bit sick of his life. He was like, ugh, this guy, this dude, you know. But like, he tries to calm him down and explain to him. So we're gonna temporarily place you. He's talking to Mask. We're gonna temporarily place you in our training facility or whatever. I'm just gonna call it training facility. It's the place where they train new hires for the company. It's secret, or not so secret. It's also the place where they punish criminals. Okay, so the company is a bit complicated because it's like a strange place that manages, like I said, there are aliens on this earth, right? So they sort of have the responsibility of managing all sorts of species, like everybody else that isn't human, basically, or is like too different than from a human.
Really? Yeah.
But there's also like, so they manage both sides, like the good people and the bad people. And sometimes bad people are still pretty useful. So that facility like both like punishes, but also if you're useful enough and you're able to follow guidelines, you can start working in the company under, but like with restrictions. Because like you're a criminal, but you can still like stay useful, or like it's like a sentence in a way, where like, okay, you're sentenced to like working 24 hours shifts or something like that. So yeah, he said like, okay, this is our most like well prepared facility to handle somebody like you, because it's obviously supposed to handle criminals as well. So we're gonna place you in there, you know, put you through some training, because there's like training, but I already have a job. I don't need to work in a job. It's like, oh yeah, about that. Yeah, you can't work there anymore. You're literally a risk, or at least like until we know what your obsession is, you probably can't go back to living a regular life. Depends on what happens. We're gonna try our best to not let that happen, but just know there's a high chance where you can't work a normal job anymore, and probably gonna have to work with the company. And that's like a governmental thing. Like, this isn't like by law. Like, you're too much of a risk to be working a regular job. There are people with certain powers that could like insanely abuse, you know, in a regular job. You know, when someone is like really overqualified, like you don't need to be here. You know, and there's like places that are better suited. Anyways, so that's what he explains to Mask. And he's like, his reality is like shattering a bit. And he doesn't know what to do. Oh yeah, and there's like a piece of information I forgot to mention. He's wearing his mask this entire time, and he doesn't really notice it at first, but then he's like, why am I wearing? I threw this mask in the dumpster. Did you clean this? Did you clean this? And he said, oh yeah, we placed that on your face so that one of our, I want to say employees, I guess. One of our employees enchanted this mask so that we could keep your obsession at bay. So we could keep your blood at bay. So it's like an enchanted object now. I say enchanted, but not this, and I'm not saying there's like stuff like that, but like, let's say it's something, they took his mask, modified it, because there's like some emotional attachment to that mask still. So we modified it so that it could keep your blood and obsession at bay. Until like you actually gain an obsession.
And it's stuck. It's
like on his face. He can take it off, but obviously, but like it's preferred that he does, because that's what's keeping him
it's
still.
Literally like the Spidey suit.
Yeah, in a way, but like a Spidey suit doesn't restrict Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's like there as a safety. It's like a collar or like handcuffs or something like that. So that's why they're keeping it on him. By the way, the design of the mask. It's a bit theatery. It's a bit like a theater mask, but it is a full face mask, right? The corner, this like gold swirls in like a triangle corner, and there's probably not any of. It's a white mask, and there's just that like gold corner. like little spirals and stuff. So I think that's like the entire design. I don't think there's any other detail. And then it's pretty plain. There are eye holes, nose holes, and that's it. But everything else is covered. So yeah. So that's what he's wearing right now. So they place him in the training facility, and now he goes into a state. Like I said, you know when you watch a movie and you try to become the character, he basically becomes depressed. He basically becomes depressed and like he changes his character again. So he becomes this broody, like calm, mysterious, annoying little man. Right? But because he's like, what am I? He's like freaking out, a bit depressed. Like he was just going to work just a second ago. His father is in the hospital. He's fine, but like still, and his uncle probably got away. He's still kind of mad about that, but who cares about his uncle? If I'm being honest. And now his entire life has been flipped upside down. And now he has to work in this facility and like train in it with probably among criminals and like other people that are trying to for some reason get a job. And it's like, what's going on? So so we go into the next chapter of the training facility. Okay, so the way I thought of this in my head, I didn't think too many details about how the training facility is like, but in my head, like think Squid Game, like think like some laboratory
The
experiment.
training facility. When you first mentioned it, I thought of there's Monster versus Aliens. Do you know this movie?
Mm.
I thought about that once you mentioned.
Yeah, it's like
I love that
aluminum
movie, though.
cladding.
I don't know, like,
Laboratory experiment, Avengers headquarters, something like that.
Avengers headquarters.
DC
Comics.
So yeah, and like I said, there aren't too many details about this because I feel like it's a bit more like it's hard to explain. I don't know. Anyways, so it starts off. There's like I guess an introduction room, so he has to like keep wearing the mask, right? So obviously he gets some looks from like the other trainees. I guess they're gonna call them K-pop engineers. So he gets like weird looks from the trainees. Of course, some of them are criminals. We don't know which is which, by the way. You don't know the regular people from the criminals, right? So it's like I said, like Squid Game, like it's like the death games because, like I said, some of these people are like there are criminals, right? Like there are people that are gonna get jobs, some people that are gonna get kicked out, some of them are criminals. So these people are either gonna die, punished, death sentence, but they could also prove their worth and like get a second chance of life, basically. So there's like training scenes, there's like challenges
it's
and
survival mode.
and it's survival. Some people end up dying. But like it's like imagine high-tech facility where the robot or AI there's an AI, I forgot about that. In like this entire facility, and it can fish out like if a criminal is like imagine this like parkour, you know what parkour is?
Oh.
So if someone falls to their death, if they're a criminal, they're gonna let them fall to their death. If they're not a criminal, the AI would like save them or something, but like, they would be concerned that they failed the challenge. So it's like they lose a point, so they might not get the job, right? So it goes through that. Mask isn't really bound by that. He's just there so that they could keep monitoring him, but also like he should probably do it. Like that's what Dieter said. Like you should probably try your best in the challenges. I know you're not like necessarily athletic or like crazy like that, but you should try your best because if we deem you inappropriate to live with like regular people or like to consider your old job, you're gonna have to work with us, like mandatory. So the higher your score is, the better the job is and the better the pay is. So you should probably, just a suggestion, you should probably try your best, And then there's like scenes and people fight together. It's like sometimes the challenges and they make them fight each other. And there's some people meet their old foes and all of that. And again, like I didn't think too much of details about the training facility because it feels like very not backrooms, like I said, like Squid Game and stuff. So yeah, let me pause for a second to collect my thoughts. Okay, moving on. So I'm just gonna read my notes because, like I said, this is a romance story. It doesn't this isn't Squid Game. Like, it just needs to be a romance. You don't need too many details on this, anyways. But to give it a start, right? So there is like the first scene, right, where Mask starts in the facility, and like I said, he's still wearing the mask, so people are like giving him weird looks, and then there are some people that look weird, right? That some people have obviously look somewhat inhuman. Some people look regular dudes, regular people, and there are people that look, like criminals who look tough and buff and all that. And like I said, there's some people that look inhuman. And the first challenge, this is what I thought of, okay? The first challenge that, we're going to say there's an AI that like gives up the challenges, okay? The first challenge the AI gives is, okay, fight each other. Just friggin' punch, he gets lucky, he gets paired up with like a nerd to like fight. So like, imagine like glass rooms. I know this is really weird, but like imagine glass rooms. So like the entire place is like high tech. So like partitions just start coming out.
Reminded me of Mr. Beast.
Yeah. Imagine like glass partitions coming out of the floor, and like everybody's separated in like groups. And you can see other people fighting. Like, even if you finish your own fight, you can see like the others fight.
You can witness the others.
Yeah. So like he's not, like I said, he's not a criminal. He's not someone that's like like skilled in fighting or whatever, but he's still like
He's the basic fighting skills.
Yeah, I was gonna say he is still a man. So like, he still like somewhat wins. He just gives like an uppercut to the nerd and he just kind of passes out instantly. So it's like, okay, well, that's fine. And it's a bit weird because he thought to himself, like, I thought this was a training facility. It feels like I'm gonna start fighting for my life here. And it's like, so like the reason why this is the first challenge is because the AI is like, this challenge is to show that for some of you, you have to really work hard to gain the chance either to work at this company or lift your own death sentence, because some of them are criminals, right? And this is to show you that the moment you start entering this company, or the moment you enter this company, it's like pretty cutthroat. Like don't expect this to be easy. Even if you're gonna be just a regular office worker, expect that you're gonna be handling some like strange tasks. So if you can't handle your ground among others that have special abilities, then don't expect yourself that you'll be able to survive. Okay, so that's why like it's the first thing. It's like basically to filter out the weak. It's like not necessarily everybody gets eliminated, but some people, it's like a point system, right? And he notices, like I said, it's like classroom partitions, right? And he notices one of the two people that are fighting. It's like a girl and then another woman. The woman like is a bit tall, buff, looks like again someone that was in jail and like keeps on lifting weights and stuff like that. And the other girl, the other girl looks, no, it's I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, you do you.
It's okay. So he notices. Okay, so they're fighting, right? And the woman, I'm gonna say woman and girl, so you can just tell like the difference in physique. So the woman starts like charging at her, and the other girl is just like dodging her without any effort. It's like, are you a bull? Like, what are you doing? It's like what her respect, like what the way she's acting is like, what are you doing? And she just like kind of keeps on avoiding her and dodging her, and like at some point she like the woman slams her head into one of the glass partitions and like just hits her head really hard. And then like tries to like fight her again. She just trips her and she falls on her face. And that counts as a win. She wins. It's like, okay, you're way too dumb to fight me, basically. And she looks really effortless. You know what I mean? Like, so easy. And Mask is like watching all this happen. Like he already finished his fight, so he's just like waiting for others to finish, basically. And he sees this, and she kind of like, she notices that he's looking at her, and she looks at him and then moves on. Okay, and he like acknowledges his existence, but then moves on, right? And he notices something weird. Her eyes are purple. So yeah, it's a really like a rare. I call it. It's unnatural. It's natural, but it's really
That's
rare.
right.
So yeah. Anyways, so that's like the first challenge.
And her character is like nonchalant because I feel like you've talked to me about like other characters with the same character. And I feel like a lot of your characters
No,
have
that's
the
actually
same.
how she's acting right now. Like she's nonchalant. You gotta know she's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah, I think I should describe her appearance right now. I feel like because obviously we all know who she is.
I'm very yeah. I know.
We all know who she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
By now,
Duh.
I wonder.
So my character, okay, she has short, like orangey red hair.
Okay.
Like I said, she has purple eyes, and she is like has like a cutesy appearance, like not insanely cutesy, but like she's like wearing a skirt.
The JM gunshot
That's
character.
basically.
Like I swear, before even starting, like I said, like
No one's gonna know
bet,
who this is,
I
but
bet that.
yeah, it
I
is
bet
her.
that she's gonna.
Yeah, it's her. My favorite and first character. So yeah, that's
I would like.
Orange hair.
بعيدا عن orange hair, like she's my favorite character of the Deadpool. Like, oh, I wonder who.
Jay. So yeah, I feel like okay, hang on. Okay, and she has a cutesy appearance, and she's wearing a skirt, with or not skirt, like a long blouse with like pants, but like a kind of dressy blouse. Okay. So that's how she looks like, and she's kind of short, like not insanely short, but she's like small stature in a way.
5'3"
I don't know. I didn't think of numbers. Don't ask me. I just know she's short.
Like 5'3" is me.
Yeah. Let's say that. Yeah.
Like she's mid. Like she's not. She's not
Not a tall girl, no. And she's a regular sized. What's it called? Fun sized. Anyways, I'm not short, I'm fun sized kind of thing. Anyways, so yeah, that's what she looks like. Right? And then they move on, right? So like the challenge is over. They have their own little rooms, like little sad little rooms. With like a bed that looks like a jail cell, but it's decent, it's alright, So that's where they stay for like every challenge. The second challenge is let's say I'm looking at my notes. Hang on. Okay, so there are 3 challenges after this one, at least I think. A maze, parkour, and then find the thief. Find the thief is gonna be the last one to explain, so let's explain the first 2. I feel like parkour isn't anything. I don't think there's any like details in it that I thought of. It's just in that challenge. Yeah, that's the thing. He started noticing a weird pattern among challenges, is that there's always a single person. Like every challenge is like different people, right? It usually doesn't seem like sometimes the same person appears, sometimes other people appear, so it's not always the same. And he notices there's always a single person. That's the strange thing. There's always a single person that he notices, a girl that has purple eyes. It's like, wow, this place is filled with people that have purple eyes. It's so weird. There's always like a person that has those eyes, right? And
it's not necessarily her, like other people.
We're gonna know. Like who and what and where and all of that, okay? So in the parkour challenge, he noticed like another like small girl, but she has like long black hair. Looks really shy. Looks really inside of herself, and always kind of crawling into herself in a way, like shy and quiet and all of that. And they're supposed to like go through this like not maze, but like parkour. Just imagine parkour. Don't think too much about it, okay? And she teams up like they don't need to team up, but like she like is so quiet, and like there's another guy that also looks to be like similar to her character. So he's like, hey, how about we like help each other and all that. So they sort of help each other to like cross like the parkour thing, and so that's like a thing that happens. All right. And then the next one, that's like one of the, so that's something he notices, right? And then the next challenge is the. So imagine there are multiple challenges. I didn't think of many challenges, but imagine there's multiple challenges. There's always a person with purple eyes. Okay. And then the challenge after this one, or after like whatever, is a maze, right? We're supposed to find something, right, in a maze. So they all split up. Some people group together. Wait, I think I switched it up. I think no, wait, no, it's okay. Never mind. It's all good. So yeah, so they have to go their own way, like to find out how to cross the maze, whatever, right? And he sees, I'm just gonna call her Jewel from now on, just to make things easier. So he sees Jewel again, and she just like kind of goes on her own. And he looks at her and he's like kind of suspicious because she looks like she knows what is like. None of these people know what they're doing, right? Everyone's like smashing their head on the wall, like nobody knows what they're doing, right? But she looks like she got things covered. Like she knows like what she's supposed to do. Like she knows how to deal with this, you know. And he's one of these people that are also clueless. Like he acts aloof and mysterious and doesn't talk to anybody. Anybody who talks to him is like, I don't know, I just want to be my own. I don't need anyone to help me, you know. He kind of just takes on this character, right? And like if someone asks him like, what's wrong with that stupid mask you're wearing, he's like, none of your business. Don't say that in my face, kind of thing, stuff like that. So he's like he's acting pretty lone wolf right now. But then he's also like pretty clueless. He doesn't know what to do. So he sees her like she is like looks determined, right? She looks like she's like you're going through a maze. It's obviously that you're gonna be a little bit hesitant, but it looks like she knows where she needs to go. It's like it seems like she has something that helps her know like what is the right path. So he sort of secretly follows her because like you seem like you know what you're doing, right? So he just like follows her from behind, like with a distance, so that she doesn't notice, right? Because he also wants to like get out of this place, right? And it's like imagine there's like hallways, and she like turns the corner, and she like disappears, and he's like, where'd she go? And she's like, why are you following me? And he was like, I said I was following you. I was like, I'm serious again? Really? Okay. And she says it's fine if you're following me, but you don't have to act so suspicious about it. I know most of you are clueless anyways. So so she just keeps walking, and he's like, okay, conversation over, all right. And then he follows along with her. And then they sort of go into this like open room where it's like another challenge where this is so cliche. But imagine the last challenge. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. Whatever, nobody cares. The last challenge in the Squid Game thing, but it's not like it's an idea that hasn't been done before. So like a room with panels, and you have to find out which panel is like the right one to take. But instead of like just two paths, like just two strips of panels, there's like multiple panels. So like it's a big path that you have to find out, right?
Is this Squid Game season 2 or 3?
First one.
The first one?
The last challenge was like the glass thing, and you have to like jump.
Not the last challenge.
Yes, it was.
Last challenge was the final 3.
Okay, like the almost last challenge, the glass one, whatever. You get what I mean.
The junior challenge.
The final pre-final challenge. Final. Final 3, final 4. College student jokes. Anyways, so they have to like figure out like how to cross, and he's like, okay, what do we do now? So he just sees her, she's just doing her own thing. She just kind of like steps on a panel, and like sees if it falls, right? She steps on it, and, okay, this one fell. The other one, this one fell. This one, and like she finds the correct one, okay, and then she steps on it and like goes to the other one that is next to it, and she's like, come here. She's like, she's ordering him around now, like, come here. I'm gonna step on this panel, pick it up. And he's like, why? It's like, just pick it up. So like as she's stepping on it, it's gonna fall, right? So he picks it up and like tries to take. And then they start using this panel as like stepping it on all of, instead of like risking your own foot and your balance of like stepping it, they just throw this panel. So every time a panel falls, they take it and like to find the rest of the path. So it's just a little technique that I thought of. I felt like yeah. So like there's stuff like that where so they like actually continue together, and she's like kind of figuring out all the little tricks and challenges along the way, and he's just tagging along, right? Oh yeah, and there's that one is in the next challenge. So that's like kind of like the first time they really interact in a way, right? And then let's say there are like other challenges, filler episodes, whatever, right? And like I said, there's always a person with purple eyes. And then the next important challenge is find the thief. So this facility is supposed to test everything, like not just your physique, but also the way you think. So they want teamwork. You should be able to teamwork, and you should also be able to tell who's lying, like social cues, behavioral cues, and all of that. So they say, like, this is like a heist, like there's a room with lasers, and like you gotta avoid all the detectors and lasers and all that to steal a jewel that is in the middle of the room, okay, like some kind of diamond, right? So there's like, let's say there are like 6 challengers, so there's 6 gems or like jewels in the room, and you have a choice. You could avoid the detectors and steal a diamond. Let's say color the diamond. And steal the diamond, and they're like colored. They're like rainbow colors or whatever. Right?
Gems.
Yeah, like gems. Yeah, they're like a little pedestal, like, right. So like you could choose, because let's say like there's 7 people. You could choose to steal a diamond or a jewel, whatever, or just avoid the detection and just cross the room, right? So that's the challenge. So it begins, and like everybody like gets to know the other, and something strange happens. So it's Jewel again, and there's another guy, and he's like, "I'm sorry," and he's talking to her like, "I'm sorry, are you this like famous singer that was like on the internet at some point?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know anyone would recognize me. This is so insane." It's like, oh, and he's like, "I was such a big fan. Like, where did you go?" She's like, "Oh, just live things," and I just, But she looks a bit different. Like, it's still her, but like she is like wearing different time. It's still the cutesy appearance, but it's like more cutesy this time.
Oh.
Like, imagine Japanese style, whatever, right?
Oh.
So it's like cutesy. So that's why. This is probably like the other guy recognized her because it's similar style to like this internet persona, right? And he's like kind of gushing over her, and it's like like certain fans are a bit weird, stuff like that. So he's kind of like that, right? So that's just like a whole little interaction. So like I said, there's like this room with the diamonds, and each person has to like go through the room, right? And then the steal the jewel thing, whatever, is over. Now they are grouped up in one room, and then next challenge is they get like a screen of the room with all of the pedestals with like the gems on, and there's like a few missing gems. So let's say there's like 4 people that decided to steal a gem, and they're all in the same room, and now they have to work as a group. So like the question will start like, who stole the yellow gem? And they all have to like figure out who is the thief among them. So like they have to work together to find the thief, but also the thief has to make sure they're not found out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like this whole ordeal where they like keep asking questions.
We have a similar game over here in Egypt. غمزة تقريبا. Yeah. So they have to figure out. So some people are like so obvious. Like one person is like so obvious. It's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, you guys. It's like, oh, it's you. And like they have to vote.
And there are people that could vote no, or like vote on a person, or vote on another person, or like not vote at all and stuff like that. And there are people that like make mistakes, and you have like limits, right? Like you can only make so many mistakes, like so many incorrect guesses. Like let's say 3, for example, right? And if you guess correctly, you get a point. If you don't, if you go past the strikes, you get eliminated. Anyways. So you go through every single person, and like I said, there are 4 gems missing, right? There's something I forgot to explain. The pedestal, okay, is like the gem itself isn't colored. It's the pedestal that is colored. Okay, or like there's like an indication, like a little. Okay, so there's like the diamond and like the pedestal. There's like a gem in the middle that has a color. So when they say like the yellow gem, it's like the regular looking diamond, but it's on the pedestal with the yellow gem. Okay. Right. So 4 of the diamonds, for example, are missing. So they go through every single one, and they're like, okay, so we found all of the 4 thieves, right? But then the challenge is like, there's one more thief left. And they're like, there's only 4 gems. What other thief is there? And they look at the color, like, I said how many, there's like...
You said 4.
Like, how many in general? Like, did it say 7?
7, yeah.
A total of 7? So there's a yellow, red, blue, orange, and there's a gray one. And then there's like, I don't know, pink. Okay? Right? And they're like, there's only 4 gems missing. There is no other thief, and the AI keeps saying, no, there is another thief. You have to find it. Like it's like error. There's a thief that hasn't been found. You have to work and find out who the thief is. Oh yeah, and there's like, I forgot to mention this. Mask suspects Jewel multiple times. It's like, but like they're like, imagine there's like a scene where like he suspects that she stole something, and it's not her. But like he decides to trust her instead, and it turns out she actually is like revealing every single person. But like I said, she's like really nonchalant. She already knows who stole everything. You know, like she knows who stole what. It's like so obvious. And so he actually like kind of follows along with her judgment and like finds out who stole what. And like so far he's only had like 1 strike, or for example, right? But then there's like 1 more thief missing, and they have to like verbally, when they vote, they have to verbally say, I think this person stole the yellow gem, for example. They have to say it like that. They have to say which color and which person and like what they stole.
You're making me want to play Among Us.
Among them?
Among Us.
Among Us? Oh, yeah.
It's not like specifically.
Okay. Okay, to continue where we left off. There was the challenge of finding the thief, and out of 7 diamonds, 4 were stolen, and they found out who stole what and whatever, right? But then at the very end, the AI was like, error, there is another thief. You have to find out who the thief is. And you have to guess correctly, like I said. Like, it doesn't count as a correct vote unless you say, I think this person stole this colored gem. Or, like, this, yeah. Right? So, everyone is like, but there isn't a missing gem. That's so... like, weird. What do you mean? Like, how are we supposed to find something that wasn't stolen? And how are we supposed to find the thief without, like, anything at all? And, like, okay, let's just start asking and seeing. And, like... so like, and then Mask has like a hunch. It's like, I bet it's Jewel. Like, he doesn't know her name. By the way, none of them said their name to the other, right? And like I said, like he's acting a bit broody and mysterious, so he hasn't told his name to anyone, right? And he also doesn't know Jewel's name. These are just the nicknames. I'm gonna let you know like why these are the nicknames. Anyways, so he suspects, I bet it's her. I bet it's her for no reason. But, like, he has no bad reason. Like, he's like, is it you? But at the same time, but this is so dumb. There's no missing gem. How is that possible? And so everyone's like suspicious of the other, like because one thief could be a thief twice, you know, like someone could have stolen something twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like what did they steal?
Mm.
Because the AI didn't mention what was stolen, right? And they keep looking and looking, and like it's so strange. And like I said, there's a screen that like shows the room with like the missing gems. So everyone is like, okay, how about we just look at like do we have something on us? Like is something else stolen? And he keeps staring at the screen. It's like maybe there is something missing that we didn't notice. So he looks at every single pedestal. Okay, so there are 4 missing out of 7. All right, there are 3 gems, diamonds. And he looks at the pedestal, yellow, blue, yada yada yada, and silver. That's so weird. Why is there one silver? Like it's 7 colors. It's supposed to be a rainbow. So why? And there's one color missing. And then he checks the colors, and it's indigo, the one that is missing. It's like indigo. Why is it silver and not indigo? And then he just looks around, and he looks at the other people, other journalists, and he's like, he's trying to like analyze every single person, and he looks at Jewel. And he looks at her clothes, and there's like a bow. Like I said, she's wearing like a cutesy outfit, right? And there's a bow, and there's a tiny gem, and it's purple. And he looks at it, and it looks similar to the other gems that are on the pedestal, but like there's a silver one, and he looks at it closely. Like imagine he's like looking at something this small in the screen, but he looks at it like that's not a silver gem. That's like the metal plate that holds the gem behind. And he looks at it, but he figures out, but he doesn't tell anyone. So everyone votes. So everyone like votes randomly. And obviously like they say, okay, I think this person stole a diamond, and it's like, wrong. And then it comes to his turn, and he comes up to her, and like I said, she's short, right? And like imagine he comes up to her and just like stares her down. right, and he like in her face is like, I vote that like contestant number whatever, you know, for example, because he doesn't know her name, that she stole the purple gem from the pedestal. Ding! That's correct. And she looks up to him like she's surprised. A little bit, you know, amused, like, oh, you're correct, but she looks at him like she wants to rip his head off, like, how dare you? She's like, wow, you're clever, but at the same time, you're too clever. I'm good, buddy. You wanna die? Like, and she's so angry, and that's where her nickname comes. Her is like, well, little jewel thief. And that's like becomes a nickname that's in later shortens to Jewel. He just calls me Jewel because they don't know each other's names. And she's like, well, okay, masked man, and that's like masked Jewel. It's very duh, but like I feel like the simplicity of it makes it better, anyways. So yeah, that's where Mask and Jewel comes from. I've been calling him Mask from the beginning, but also because I don't want to reveal his name until he reveals his name to her, you know?
Okay.
So, yeah, and it's like, so there's this like little animosity between them. It's like, you tailed me like last time, you were like following me, and now you like ratted me out, and she's like, really? And so there's like a dynamic in every other challenge. They keep like bothering each other, and like he's like tagging along, like, and she like messes with him. So like it looks like she, for example, like imagine there's a challenge, and she looks like she's like trying to figure out, and he also comes over and tries to like figure out the challenge, and like she says, go do this, and he goes to do it, and like he almost trips or something. It's just like. And she's like purposely trying to sabotage him, and he's like, you little brat. So yeah, there's like this whole back and forth. You've probably seen it in dramas before, where like enemies to lover kind of thing, and so they keep bothering each other. So yeah, that's what happens. Right? So that finished, like, so they meet sometimes in certain challenges. But like other than that, there's always like a character. And the girl with the long black hair and like also purple eyes, she's also recurring. But she, like I said, she's always paired up with the other guy that is like kind of shy too, right? So they appear sometimes too. And he also looks at her and he feels like, okay, Like, he wants to know about her as well because she also has purple eyes, and he feels like this is a weird pattern. Like, why there's so many people with purple eyes, you know? So yeah, it's just a little note. Jewel thief. Right. So they finished the phase. So like these are like the initial challenges. So after phase 1 ended, there's like a new phase where they have to have like permanent partners in the challenges. Like you have to figure out how to work with this person, right? And there is like okay, so all of the contestants or challenges that are like left, they appear. And then like the AI mentions like, hey, you're gonna have to pair up now, and most of the pair ups are like guy, guy, girl, girl, right? But then it's like not an odd number, but yeah, like an odd number of genders. So, but it's obviously like so on purpose, but it's kind of weird. Jill and Mask get paired up. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm the one that wrote this, and I'm like, I'm acting well. This is weird. Anyways.
I love that, to be honest.
So they get paired up, and it's like so weird. So they have to stay in essentially the same room, but it's not the same room because obviously they're different genders. So it's like there's a living room or like a common room, and then their own separate rooms. That's like an exception, right? So it's like I guess we see each other again. So I guess you're stuck with me now, kind of attitude they have towards each other. And they also find it a bit weird, like why were they paired up together? Like why didn't they just have separate rooms? Why do they have to pair up? Anyways, that's like a little thing, right? And she looks kind of bothered. Like she's like really bothered by the fact that they were paired up because it's like she's uncomfortable in general, right? Anyway, so like the next challenge happens, and like they're supposed to meet up in the common room and then go to the challenge, but she went before he did. Okay, so but then he goes to like the challenge and she's not there. It's like, where'd she go? And then there's another chick. This is a third one, but with or like a third important one, and who also has purple eyes. So she had like imagine tough girl kind of appearance. I haven't decided too many details of what she looks like. But like tough girl, like loud, commanding, head first.
دي اللي كانت بتتخانق with her the first time. واحدة تانية.
No, another person. That one has purple eyes, yeah. Okay. So that she's the one that's there, right? So people usually like in the challenge, the groups are supposed to work together. The pairs are supposed to work together, right? But he can't find his pair, so he's like, "What the heck am I supposed to do now?" Right? So he just tries to go through the challenge by himself. So this challenge is you have to find microchips from monsters. Don't ask me why. Right, and like
microchips.
Yeah, like there are like robotic monsters, or like monsters with like half cyborg, you know, and you have to like grab a microchip to like stop them. Also take that chip to like install it somewhere. So like this is like a little game or challenge. It's like an abandoned place. It looks like an abandoned place, but you know, it's just a setting, right? And it's like a whole full-on horror movie, and there's like howling and like large dogs, and they have to like run for their life or like fight those monsters, all of that. And it's around this time where his power starts seeping out like a little bit. Like his power, like he still can use it a little bit. So it actually helped him with some of the challenges. Like parkour, he almost slipped, but he like grips on with like this black sludge thing, right? Right. So it helps sometimes when he doesn't have full control of it. It's more like a reflex or intuition, like not really like he doesn't have full control of it yet. So it saves him sometimes, right? So yeah, he just goes on like by himself through this entire thing, and he's like fighting the monsters and like runs away and tries to catch one on what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? By surprise. He decided to catch one by surprise, right? And then there's Chick. That is like I said, is like the crazy one, the one that's like a strong woman, whatever, right? And she's just running along, like imagine he's like crossing through a hallway, and there's like another hallway that's like perpendicular on it, and he just sees her like sprinting, and this like giant ass monster just running after her, and she's like this is so much fun, you know? It's just insane, right? And he's like just hiding in this crazy, this, anyways. So, so yeah, he just passes by. He's like, okay, phew, let's move on, right?
And in this time period,
Yeah.
وقبلها, was there like any emotional connection between the mask and Jewel, like romantic connect, like a spark?
You see,
like a spark, not like.
good thing you asked. He always looks at her direction. Like whenever she's there, he always like notices it, and he's always like watching her. It's like it's on purpose, but like it's like
It's not serious.
yeah, it's like yeah, she's weird, but not something crazy, you know. It's alright. Anyways, so he's like, okay, phew. She passed by, and then he like tries to go as well, and she's like running back. And he's like, you better run, and he's like, what are you doing? And she just grabs him, and like both of them run, and the thing is still running after them. And he's like, why are you dragging me into this? And it's like, sorry, my bad, buddy. And they just keep running, and she's like, okay, go that way. And she sort of like pushes him, and then she runs off, and the thing is still after her, right? And he's like, well, okay. Actually, no, sorry. That's the opposite of how he keeps running. She disappears, and the thing is still running after him, right? And he like tries to hide and like try to get it off its tail, right? And all this time he's like looking for Jewel and he can't find her, right? And then he like there is like a door he's supposed to cross, but he can't cross it without the microchip, right? And by the way, this place is like it's like red brick like this, and it's like an abandoned school or something somewhere, like a place with like a lot of lockers in general, right? Just like random furniture, basically, right? So he's like close to the door, but like there's nowhere else to go, and he hears somebody say. Actually, nobody says anything. He just keeps running, and he's like up against the wall, and he doesn't know what to do. And then suddenly, a giant closet or like locker like falls on the thing. Like somebody pushes it with his legs, and like it falls on the thing, and it's her, the crazy girl. And then she jumps. She's like wearing like the thickest army boots, because she just jumps over the locker and like on top of the monster, and just like kind of like chokeholds it until like she takes like the microchip from it, and like the creature is like there's like oil, you know how machines have oil inside, and like blood and like splatter and everything, and she looks like gruesome, but she's like, I got the microchip, and he looks at her like, I want to kill you so bad right now. But at least you have that microchip.
I don't want to get on your bad side, that's for sure.
That's for sure. It's like, oh, okay. And she uses the microchip to get let's say it's like, yeah, a microchip, and she opens the door and then goes inside, and then an announcement comes like, the second team or whatever has succeeded. And he's like, okay, that's weird. That's kind of weird. And then he goes back to the common room, and Jewel is already there. He's like, this is weird, and she knows, you know, it's like, there's a weird air. He's like, where'd you go? It's like, none of your business. He's like, and he does this a lot, right? He just like stands like just like not on top, but like, you know, looking at her. Like I said, she's just short. She's just staring her down. Like, it's you, isn't it? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you are the crazy girl from before, aren't you? And she's like, took you long enough, kind of thing. And she's like, well,
she's a shapeshifter in a way?
No. She's just really good at changing her appearance.
Oh.
You know how like people use makeup to change their appearance? It's like a similar thing. At least that's what he knows. He doesn't know the details, but he can tell, like, because it's the same freaking eyes. Like, it's the same. There's literally nobody else that has purple eyes. It can't be that.
The small girl.
Like, yeah, all of them.
I knew it. I swear.
That's why I wanted to, like, wait for it.
I
Right, because I don't want to spoil it from the get-go. Right? What is this? Oh, it's nail polish. Okay. Anyways, so he figured this out, and she's like, wow, you really are smart sometimes. It does you have a good head on your shoulders. Yeah, it is me, basically. Took you long enough. And she's like kind of smug about it. Anyway, so that's like a whole ordeal. It's like, why do you even do this? And she's like, it's fun. I like doing it. It's fun for me. And he's like, okay, so this is just a hobby for you to like change your personality and appearance and everything? And she's like, yeah, it's what I do. It's been my job for like a really long time by now. And he's like, your job? Yeah. What do you mean by that? I don't think I have to tell you. And she's like, again, really smug about it, and like, okay, fine, whatever, I don't care anymore, kind of thing. Alright, so that's like his impression. Okay, no. Okay, continuing on. So like I said, they're staying in like the same area. Like I said, there's a common room, but each of them have their separate rooms. But then something weird starts happening. Okay? Mask experiences like strange dreams. This is gonna sound so weird, but like just hold on. Okay, so it feels like he's reliving memories of his past, like of college and like high school, right? Where that's like the memory, right? Where there is a girl that he used to like, and that girl was also like really into acting, and she's probably one of the reasons why he liked acting so much in the first place. Like how he was so into, like at first it was like his little hobby that he had with his mom, but as he grew older, because of that girl, he probably liked acting even more. And like theater and all that, and like she's the reason why he like entered the school play or like theater or team, whatever, or club maybe. So he was like remembering his memories of her, right? And he gets this weird feeling. You know how in dreams you can't really see the person's face, like you don't really see anything. It's like that. He's like, I feel like I've seen this person before. It's like, or I feel like I've seen this person recently, and it's like really weird. But then he wakes up. So he like, just so you know, like along the story, he keeps having like ever since they paired up, he keeps having those dreams, and it feels more and more like it's her. It's Jewel, the one that he's dreaming of, and it's like so weird. Because he didn't recognize her at all, right? But at the same time he's thinking like maybe it's been so long, right? So yeah. So that happens. So around that, so like imagine I didn't specify the challenges and what they were like, but like after he figured out that she keeps changing characters, she's like doesn't care anymore. Just doesn't care if he sees her, because the first time she did it, she left the room before he did, so that he doesn't see her with a completely changed appearance, right? But now he already knows, so that she's like, oh, I mean, like it doesn't matter anymore. She like comes out of her room like it's a completely different person. He's like, okay, so who are you playing as this time? And she's like, you'll see. And she just leaves, you know? And like he knows now like who she is every time with a different challenge. And the other people are looking, it's like, why is he always with a different person? Like that's so unfair. Why does he keep getting these women from? And it's like the same person and nobody knows. So so like these like they go on the challenge like this, and he actually is like having fun with the whole idea, because every time he sees, he's like, oh, a new person. Who is this, you know? And he like tries to play along. So one time she would be acting like that crazy girl, sometimes it would be like her regular self, sometimes it would be that shy girl. And when she becomes that shy girl, the other guy, remember the other guy that was shy, he was like, oh, how are you doing? Have you been adjusting well to the challenges and all that? And Mask is like staring him down, like, get away, like get out of here, she's my partner. You know. So he's like, and she's like, oh, you wish he was your partner instead? And she's like, what are you going on about? Shut up. You know. And so yeah, that's like what happens on the chances. But like they're having fun. Like he's playing along, and she's like she's also a little bit happy that he's like playing along with her character. Yeah. So that's like a little sweet thing going on. That's kind of where it starts, okay? So, yeah. And like I said, he keeps having these dreams, right? And so bit by bit, he gets more and more memories where, like, he thinks it's her. Like, he keeps remembering this girl, and he thinks it's her. And like that's partially like him playing along with her stories, she changing characters, they're having fun, those memories that he keeps coming back to the girl he used to crush on, and this is where it kind of starts. It's like, oh, I think I like her. I think I like her. You know, this is like his realization starts seeping in, right? And then there's another challenge that comes, but then it's like a separate challenge. It's I mean like each pair on their own. Like you don't see the other people like experiencing that challenge. It's like a special challenge, you know. And then it's like a weird challenge. So they go into this room and like the same thing, like glass partitions come up, but then there's a partition that comes between them, him and Jewel, right? And it's like foggy. It's like fogged glass. You know, foggy glass.
Yeah.
Like you can't see. Like you can kind of see, but you can't see, right?
Has the opaque object.
Yeah. And then there's a screen in front of them, and there's like a recessed square in front of them, right? And it's a dumb challenge. So like they have cubes, right? And you have to complete the picture correctly. Like you have to use cubes. It's like a puzzle game basically. It's a cube puzzle, right? And you have to like fit the slots and like create the picture correctly. But then in the instructions there it says you have to complete the puzzle at the same time. If one person completes the puzzle, the other will be eliminated. And there's a little bit of fear because he doesn't know if she's a criminal or not. Because elimination could be just mean kicked out, or elimination could mean she's gonna die. So he doesn't know that because she is like crazy. He's like she mentioned before that was like kind of similar to her job. So like, what was her job before? Like, what did you do before? Was it dangerous? Are you a criminal? Like, what does any of this mean, right?
That's why for these situations we have to be cocky as they nosy.
Yeah.
Okay, have to.
But like both, but like I said, he's like acting the aloof, mysterious, normal.
Yeah.
And she is like secretive. Like she's not gonna tell. She looks at him and is like, I'm not telling you anything. Don't even bother, kind of thing. So he's like, he knows he's not gonna get any information out of her, and he's acting like this, main character stuff. So he's not gonna also say anything. He's like, if you're being secretive, I'm gonna be secretive too. You know. So yeah, he acts all like aloof and mysterious, but still dumb inside. Anyways, so yeah. So it's like this challenge, and he's like freaking out because, okay, if I do this wrong, I might end up killing my partner. Okay, this is no stress at all. And she sort of like knocks on the glass, right? And she picks up a cube and like kind of puts it on the glass so he can see it, and she like puts it on the ground, right? And he's like confused. And she's like knocking again and like sort of pointing. And he understands and he picks up like one of the cubes he has and puts it also in front of the other cube like in front of the glass as well. So it's basically her signaling like, this is the last cube, place it here so that we can take it and place it at the same time. Right? So they started doing the little puzzle, and then she like once they're almost finished, she sort of knocks and then puts her hand, like her palm with like her fingers out on the glass. Right? And then she picks up the cube and she like kind of gestures him to do the same thing, right? So he also puts his hand. So she sort of like counts down with her fingers, right? And it's like signaling like on like once I put the last finger down, like on 5, we put the cube inside the shape to like finish the puzzle at the same time, right? So the countdown happens, she counts down with her fingers, with her hand on the glass. The reason why she's doing that because, like I said, the glass is opaque, so you can't see it. She would have to touch it for him to see. So she counts down, and they both place the cube at the same time. Right? And then, silence. And they're both, like, anticipating, like, waiting. Like, did we do it on the same time? Was there, like, a millisecond difference? Like, is this fine? Like, is it... And then the AI mentions, congratulations, you've won. To mask. The other side, there's a sound of an error. And then what he hears is, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. They're wearing collars. I forgot to mention that. Every single challenger is wearing a collar. So anyone who gets eliminated unless either they fall to their death or they get electrocuted. So he can't see what's happening on the other screen. He just sees flashing lights and something thuds on the ground. And he's freaking out. He freaked out. And he's like banging on the glass. He's like open this thing. And he's like, Joel, what happened? And there's a warning, like contestant or challenger, please. Challenger sounds like like Olympics or something, like the Coliseum. The challenger, like it contestant, whatever, right? Please proceed to the next room. Please proceed to the next challenge. And he was like, you gotta open this thing right now. And he also like gets electrocuted, but like slightly, right? Like it's like making him stop like doing this action, like, and the AI keeps mentioning like, please proceed to the next room. If you do not proceed to the next room in like countdown, you're gonna be eliminated as well. And he's like freaking out, like, what does this mean? And he's like goes into depressive special mode, right? And then he just like he just like gets so angry, he doesn't know what to do. But then the countdown is going down, and like he just hopes that it's just like a regular electrocution, nothing insane. But she's not moving. Like he can't, even if the glass is opaque, but it's obvious she's not moving. And there isn't anything, like there's nothing. And he doesn't know what to do, so he just goes to the next room. Like it's like a long hallway. It's almost as if they're making this hallway long on purpose to make him contemplate his entire life decisions. And he just doesn't know what to do. He's like, I can't believe this. There's no way. There's no way she actually... Like, what does any of this mean? And he's like entirely freaking out. And he's like, but I was just starting to like her. It's like really sad. So he goes to the next room, and he also hears someone walking from the other direction. So like there are two hallways, right? Connecting like a T, and then there's like a hallway at the middle that they both meet in. And then he looks at the person walking, and it's Jewel. He's like, what? And he doesn't even care. He is like looks at her, and he is so relieved, and he can't believe his eyes, to the point he almost like reaches out his hand and like tries to like touch her and like see if she's real, and she's sort of like backs away and like stares him down. I was like, what are you doing? This isn't something I didn't mention, but he doesn't really like being touched.
She?
Like he doesn't like being touched.
He?
Yeah. Like in no zero contact, he doesn't like anyone touching him. So he always like steps away. But the fact that he's the one that reached out,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, it's not that serious, you know? And then she's like looking at me, but it's obvious that she is also shook about something. Like it's like obviously there's something crazy going on. And like he doesn't know what any of this means, and they go to like the next hallway, and there's like another freaking screen. There is another screen, right? And they look at the screen, and it plays a camera recording of both of them. It turns out they weren't in the same room. The screen in the middle was like a TV screen that is, like looks like foggy glass, but in fact they were in completely separate areas. So like what was on the other side was nothing but a recording that was like edited, right? So she actually did hold the cube and hand it to put it against the glass to like communicate with him and all of that. But once the challenge was over and like they placed the last cube, what was playing? So he saw her getting electrocuted. She also saw him getting electrocuted. So it was like a mind game basically, right? So that's what they see. But there's something weird about this like camera recording, right? So it's like obvious, like okay, so there's a screen separated. That screen is actually a TV or something like that, and it just plays. So she sees his reaction to how much he was freaking out, and like he almost, like I said, there was a countdown to him. Like if you don't get outside and like proceed to the next room, you'll also get eliminated. And she saw him like almost to the last second, he couldn't like leave the room, and she was like really surprised that he didn't want to move. But then he saw her reaction. The moment so if you see her perspective now, like she placed the last cube, she's waiting for the countdown. There's also silence, and then she also hears him getting electrocuted, quote unquote, eliminated, right? And she just stares at the screen. Like I don't want to say lifeless, like kind of like a slight surprised expression, but like she's just looking and like almost waiting for something. Like is he gonna move? Is this a joke? And she sees nothing going on. And then the message pops up, contestant, please proceed to the next room. And then she looks at the screen again. He's not moving. And then she just moves on. So, like, no reaction. Like, sure, slightly surprised, oh, he got eliminated. Oh, he's dead. Okay, and then she moves on to the next room. And of course he sees that, and he's really bothered by it, because she just pretended, like, this is nothing. Like, oh, he died, oh well. And he felt it's so cruel, like, how could she act that way? And he was really bothered, and she noticed. Like, she realized, like, oh, this summer reaction is really bothered now. Right? And he's like, so, obviously he's so bothered by it, because, like I said, he was starting to like her, and he was really, like, this dude is a normal dude. Like, she could be, like, some kind of weird, I don't know, who knows what she is, right? Criminal, professional, I don't know, something. So as he's not used to these things, he's just a regular office worker. Like, his world got flipped upside down. All of a sudden, he's got thrown in his place, and everyone is telling him, like, he's some kind of obsessor, and he doesn't even know what that is. So, and the fact that, like somebody saw him dying and, like, didn't even bat an eyelash, or just moved on with their life, and he's, of course, like, he's really bothered. So they go back to their common room, like I said. Very much, it's like a dorm. Okay, so they go to the common room, and it's obviously, like, the air is really awkward. It's just really silent, and, like, she can tell that he's, like, really bothered. So they go back to the common room after the whole death scene or whatever, right? But obviously, like I said, like, the air is weird, like, there's tension, and it's obvious that he's really bothered. And she, tries to, like, make the situation better. She's, like, trying to, like, talk to him. She'd say, like, wow, I didn't expect you to act that way. And he said, neither did I. You seem to have really grown attached to me, though. It seems like you don't care about me for even a second. And she's like, okay, damn. He keeps jabbing at her, basically. And he's like, I didn't know I meant so little to you. I didn't mean I meant so much. You're more emotional than I thought. Because remember, he's wearing a mask, so she actually can't see his emotions most of the time. But she really, like, stares at his eyes to, like, figure out, like, what he thinks. And a lot of times she probably guesses correctly, so she's like, hang on. A second. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay, so, like I said, she's trying to, like, talk to him. So yeah, like I said, he keeps, like, jabbing at her, like, wow, I didn't know you cared so little. And she's like, oh, you're acting almost as if you've fallen in love with me or something. And he's, like, really bothered. He's like, you literally saw me die and you don't care. He doesn't say that, but that's what he's thinking. Yeah. Right? And he's, like, so bothered. And once he says, like, it's almost as if, like, you fall in love with me or something. And he wants to mess with her, and he says, so what if I did? What are you gonna do about it? Like, it's like it's kind of dumb when you do that. Like, what is she gonna do? Like, it's just, what are you trying to do? But he's trying to, like, mess with her in any way possible. He just wants to get an upper hand, So he just says something unexpected just to, rattle her a little bit. And she just looks at him and smiles. Oh, is that so? He's like, yeah. Don't you find this entire situation weird? What do you mean? I mean, why is it that we've been paired up in the first place? Don't you find that weird? I just guess that no one else was left. No. You know quite well they could have just managed it any other way. Or maybe they should have just separated us and don't have to be a pair. Or they could have made groups of 3. It's not that difficult. It's not that strict. They're not that strict with the rules. Well, what are you trying to say? I mean, come on, it's so obvious. A man and a woman paired in a room. They have to go through all of these challenges together. Are you seriously trying to say they've done all this so they could pair us up? Pretty much, yeah. It is your theory, that is. I think that's exactly what they want. It doesn't feel like much of a theory anymore. What makes you think that? And she sort of, there's like a table in the room, and she sort of like sits on the table. Have you been getting strange dreams lately? It's like, what do you mean about that? Because I've been getting dreams too. But they were fake. What do you mean they were fake? It means somebody was trying to mess with my memories. Because I know for sure I never met you, Mask. There's no way you'd be in my memories. The same goes for you. You never met me either. You saw me in your dreams, didn't you? You make it sound like you're someone not important. Just answer the question. So what, they did it on purpose? Trying to brainwash me or something? Yeah, I think that's exactly what they want. But why would they do that? What would the gain be? I don't know. You tell me. Why are you here? It's obvious you're not looking for a job.
I think I found it.
So, it feels like he got caught, you know? Like, he's, like, he can't say anything, right? Because he can't tell her, like, oh, I'm here to find my obsession, you know? It's like, oh, right? And...
He's trying to إن هي تبقى his obsession, صح؟
That's what the theory is, yeah. And he starts stuttering a little bit, and she says, I did find it strange. How is it that you have a power, but I have no idea what kind of obsessor you are? I never said I was an obsessor. Neither did I. Wait, no, it makes it seem like it's not like, oh, he slipped up and admitted it, but it's like
he knows what.
He's like, oh wait, I didn't wait what? Like it's like she did say obsessor, and he said I never said I was an obsessor. And she's like, neither did I, and he feels tripped. But then he goes back like, you just said obsessor, like what do you mean? She's like, it's like a double tripping, you know. It's like he thinks he got caught, but he wasn't. But because he thought he got caught, you know. It's like reverse psychology. Anyways, so she just says, I'm an obsessor too. I know what an obsessor is. And he thinks she says, oh, I'm an obsessor. He thinks he's like her. I mean, she's like him. Is what I'm trying to say. Like she's also is someone with blood, but doesn't have an obsession. That's why they place them together. But it's like because it's like killing two birds with one stone. That's what he understands, right? Right, and he just says, okay, they're trying to make you my obsession. What now? What are we supposed to do then? Like, what do you want? Are you trying to go against it? Like, what is your purpose? Why are you even here? You figure all this out. Okay, now what do you want us to do? And she says, well, it depends on you. What do you mean? I mean, okay, let's lay out the options. We could not go along with our plans, or we could do exactly what they want and perhaps gain something out of it. And he stops for a second and he thinks, oh, you talked with them, didn't you? And she sort of smiles and she's like, you really are, what? Hang on. We really do think alike. And she's like, it's so yeah. He basically figures out like she talked with them.
So
before.
she talked with them, but she's telling him stuff that he's not supposed to know, right?
Like what?
Like that she talked with them ومتفقة معاهم.
He figured it out. Like so she offered, hey, let's just do exactly what they want us to do. And he's like, oh, because there's something that you want out of this. Because they promised you something if you help me with this situation. That's what he figures out. And she's like, oh, you do think alike. You know, she's like so happy. So what did they promise you? I don't have to say that. I think you do. Because it's obvious that there's something you get out of this. And if I don't follow along with what you want, you won't get what you want from them. And she just sort of sighs and just... Information. What kind of information?
So when she walked like, she already knew that
She knew it was fake. It's like, okay, so there's she thought of two things. Either she got too cocky and then they killed him off because you think you can get an upper hand on us? Here, we got rid of him. So she thought it was that, and she always has like doesn't get emotionally attached to anything because things like this can always happen around, right? So like she thought, okay, so they killed him. Like one of two things: either this is fake, he's not actually dead, or they killed him off because they don't want her to have an upper hand on the company, right? But it turns out he was alive, so it's obviously like he's still someone important, and it's obvious that this company isn't an evil one that would do something like that, right? So yeah, where was I? Oh, you got something out of this, right? She says information. Information on what? Obsessors. If you don't tell me what it is, if you don't tell me what it is, I'm not gonna help you. So she just gently says, I need information on obsessors. I want to know more about myself. So this line is what makes him think that she also doesn't have an obsession. Because she seems to be clueless, and he thinks this is just what he thinks this is like a common thing that happens with assessors, so the company just kind of shoves them all in one place. And he, like I said, he probably thinks that they're trying to kill two birds with one stone. Like, hey, let them just obsess over each other, you know?
But she does have an obsession.
That's what he found out later, yeah. Okay. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but he's dumb, so he doesn't realize that. Okay. So, yeah, that's what makes him think that she also doesn't have an obsession. But she has a power. So he's like, fine, but how are we gonna do this? Like, how are we going to do exactly what they want? You don't care about me. Like, I can't become... He's thinking, like, you don't care about me, you can't become my obsession because you don't care about me, and I can't become your obsession because you don't care about me. That's what he's thinking, right? But he says, like, how are you supposed to do this? You don't care about me. It's just that in my line of work, I always have to choose to be a bit emotionless or not be attached to anyone or anything. But I think you can tell from what I've shown you so far is that I'm very good at changing my appearance, right? Like, yeah, what does that have to do with anything? But you didn't suspect that I was the same person before, even though I had the same, maybe, appearance. Like, yeah. I was convinced that you didn't feel like I was the same person at all, right? Like, yeah. And she said, the reason why I can change my appearance and the way I act so easily is because I can accurately control my emotions. So when I act shy and sad, it's because I do feel shy and sad, because I choose to feel that way. I have the choice, I have the control. When I left you in the challenge where you got electrocuted, when I left you in that room, is because I chose to not, like, freak out over that, basically. Because I've faced so many situations where I have to control my emotions in that way. But this is part of my power, I can control my emotions. It's like, why should I believe that's something that I actually can do I mean, it's pretty evident already. You've seen me do that. It's like, so you're telling me you're going to control your emotions and make yourself fall in love with me so that you can, so that we can succeed in whatever it is the company is trying to do. It's like, exactly. So you would get something out of it. That information that we're talking about. Exactly. But is that information you were looking for really worth going through all of this trouble? If I recall correctly, obsession isn't a light matter. Like, this is a lifetime kind of thing. Like, if you become my obsession, you can't go back on that decision. We don't even know if it'll work. But even if it does, what are you gonna do then? I'll be fine with that choice. Are you serious? Don't understand, Mask. It's not like I hate you. In fact, I think we're pretty similar. I mean, how many people are willing to play along with my stories? She's talking about, like, the characters she plays. He's like, but even then, this is way too quick of a decision. Like this is too sudden. Like, but you seem like you've already thought about it, didn't you? Because you talked with the company. She's like, yeah, a little bit. Hang on, let me go through my thoughts. So you're really willing to go through this decision and stick with it for the rest of your life? Yes. So you would even be willing to and he sort of starts. And like there's something he wants to say, but he can't say it out loud. He just said, it's fine. Sleep on it, think about it. We'll talk in the morning. You seem tired. Like he did go through like an existential crisis. He thought she died and all that. She was like, it's fine, this is a big deal. Just think about it for a bit and we'll talk in the morning. Because she sees like he's obviously like flustered, and this is like a pretty quick decision, and like he's right, like he needs some time to think about this. Like she's completely fine with it, but obviously he's still like, you know. Yeah. So she says like, okay, sleep on it. Don't like rush things. It's fine. We'll talk in the morning. So they go to sleep. FYI, the AI just like she changes her appearance, right? But she also changes her clothes. Where did she got the clothes from? The AI supplies her. Like like she said, the rules in this place are pretty lax. So if she just asks for something, she can't just get it. So she asks for clothes, and she gets clothes. If you want to ask for makeup, you can get makeup. If you want to ask for candy, you can get candy. You know, it's pretty lax. So you can ask for things in like the rooms like, if you want. So like the compartment opens up and like gives you the thing that you want. So next morning comes, and Jewel gets out of the room and she sees Mask sitting on the table, and it's almost like waiting for her. And she's like, "Oh, so it seems like you came to the decision. Did you think about it last night?" It's like, "Yeah, I did. You said you were willing to stick with this decision for the rest of your life, right?" And she said, "Yes, I already answered this before. Yes, I am." Then you'd be willing to do something like this, right? And he like pulls out a paper and like gives it to her. And she looks at it. She looks at it and reads, "Marriage certificate." And she's like, "Oh, Mask, this is your way of proposing to me. I didn't know you loved me so much." It's like, this is serious. Like, please focus. I'm obviously like a little bit flustered. This is what he wanted to say yesterday, but he couldn't bring it out. Like, he was really nervous because it is embarrassing, you know? But yes, like, if you're willing to do something like this, then you're willing to sign this marriage certificate, right? Like, I don't want, like, I know this is a serious deal, and I don't want to do this to a girl without being tied to her in any way. He's like, gentleman, you know, like, I can't do this as a gentleman to a woman. And, like, if you're actually, like, he recognizes, like, he has a problem and he does need help. And if the company is the one that pushed her to his direction, then this is probably the best decision. You probably know best. But at the same time, he can't just do this to somebody because he doesn't even know what's gonna happen. What does it mean for someone to become his obsession? Like, what's gonna happen then? Like, what does it mean? But it still feels like, no, I should probably, like, still like take countermeasures or like be considerate.
It is called obsession.
Yeah, it's so obsession. So he obviously, it's like he's worried that he's like gonna cage her, and he doesn't want to do something that be like improper, basically. Right? And she's like, all right, and she just picks up the pen and is like, no, so nonchalant. And she's like, are you seriously gonna write? Yeah. And she like puts the pen as like your real name. He doesn't know her name. And she's like, my current government name? Or legal name? Like, yeah. She's like, okay. And she just writes her name. And he's like kind of bewildered. He didn't think she would actually like sign it. And like he takes the paper and flips and looks at the name and he's like, Melody. Your name is Melody. That's correct. Aren't you gonna sign it too? And just like looking at him is like, well, are you? And like he takes the pen and like writes his name. And by the way, this entire time he's been wearing his mask. And I forgot to mention that, but she's like, I'm gonna say it later, hang on. Okay, so he writes his name. And he has his hand over the name. He's like, are you curious about my name? And she says, well, you could tell me if you want. But honestly, I don't really care about these things. I mean, if you don't like me calling you mask all the time, you can change it. But if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it too. And he thinks, you don't know my appearance either. I'm the only one that's wearing a mask. And she says, that's fine too. I don't really care. Honestly, mystery looks so much better, doesn't it? That's what you've been trying to do anyways. She kind of like jabs at him, trying to act aloof and mysterious. And he like kind of chokes a bit. You were actually fine with this? What if I end up looking ugly? It's fine, appearances aren't everything. Like, you say that, but I'm pretty sure some people don't actually mean it. Trust me, I mean it. I can control my emotions, remember? It's like, yeah, you're gonna have to prove that to me first, because I'm still not 100% convinced. It's like, it won't take long. And he goes back again, like, so do you want to see my name? You can show me, if you want, like I said. And then he, like, flips the paper and he has his hand still over the name. And it's like he's creating suspense on purpose. He removes one finger, and then another, and then another. And she just stares at him like, can you finish? Like, are you gonna do it or not, you know? And then he finally takes his hand off. And she reads, Finley. His name is Finley. It's suitable for his type, I finally understand. So, this is where they decide. Now they're married.
They're legally married.
Yay! It's basically a contract marriage type of thing. And they decided, like, from now on, they're gonna try to make Jewel his obsession. So they're gonna move on with that.
Ooh.
Yeah!
تحفة.
Yeah! So obviously what he gets out of the situation is that she becomes her obsessed. So obviously he can't get a benefit because he is, you know, the problem, basically.